The Rush Hour with MG and Liam Flanagan. MG, we've been blessed early stages of this year with the amount of people we've had come in the studio and join us. We always love it when they can. And this man, he is a long-time friend of the show. He's the king of high fives. A pleasure to welcome back to the Rush Hour, Aaron Woods from the Cronulla Sharks. G'day, Woodsy.
Boys, how are we?
Oh, we're fantastic. I think it's because these guests are probably feeling sorry for us after COVID and they just want to get out of the house and actually feel sorry for themselves and in they come. But you're looking fit. You've had a great off-season, haven't you?
Yeah, MG, mate. It's been tough, actually. It's been a shorter pre-season. And we've got a new strength and performance coach that's come across, Nathan Pigworth from the Dragons. So you always know they're fit and firing early rounds of the competition. So he's been really good for us. And yeah, the boys are just enjoying it. We're looking forward to playing some footy this week. It's been too long.
What's been the hardest thing you've done in the off-season? As you get to an elder statesman of the game, obviously that's the hardest part about being a footballer. The off-season, is there something that you went, oh man, not this again?
The wrestling sessions.
Oh, yeah.
They suck, MG. Mate, it's... Everyone tells us the quicker the game gets, the less wrestling we're going to do. I'm telling you, we do more and more wrestling every year. If you took out wrestling, blokes will play for 15 years.
No.
Look at Cameron Smith.
Well, I retired in 2000 and I didn't do one session of wrestling. The year after, 2001, was when it all come in.
Mate, it's honestly, and we got Tony Grimaldi now as well from the Dogs.
Wow.
And we were doing a little wrestling, and mate, next thing you know, he's got me in a rear naked choke. I said, mate, I don't do that in footy. Feel I get penalised for that.
And plus UFC's
Mate, already giving enough penalties away, so don't teach me that.
The guillotine.
Mate, and he's sitting there laughing at me. This is not what I'm in for.
Who do you get paired up with in wrestling drills?
Normally go with the big boys, Braden Ueli, obviously Toby Rudolph.
Yes.
Like to pull his hair a bit, just because that's what I used to get at all the time when I had the long hair. So, but we're with and Jack Williams. If you ever seen him, mate, he's a dead set powerhouse. So it's just good luck. And then try to stay away from feeder because if he puts his body weight on you, you're going nowhere.
Well, is it still as impactful now that he's shredded?
Mate, he's probably lost 2 kilos. He shaved his beard. Shaved his beard and had a haircut.
He looked good.
Don't read the reports.
Was that Photoshop you saying that?
Oh, mate, the Channel 9 cameras made him look good, and Fox, mate. Nah, he's doing really well, the big boy. He's had a really good off-season.
Hey, while we're talking big boys, we've heard from Jai Arrow, Mitch Moses has spoken about it, these new rules. Shorter training sessions, but faster tempo. How are you finding it?
Yeah, that's probably been the big difference this year. We've had a lot of, like I said, they're shorter, but they're way more intense. Like, obviously they got the GPS or the starter, and what they're looking at now is the accelerations, how many times you're hitting off the deck and all the collisions. And, mate, the worst thing now is you kick for touch and you got to play the ball. So for us big boys, there's no breather. The only good thing is that you get to pick where the ball gets to play, and 9 times out of 10 a winger gets to run back, so you get a free shot at them.
I said on the show about 3 weeks ago that we've got to be cautious about these new rules. While the innovations last year kind of lifted all our spirits, and we thought, you know what, one ref, fantastic, 6 to go, fantastic. Captain's challenge, fantastic. But we've just got to be careful that we don't turn our game into Oztag or touch footy.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, MG. Even like we've had the refs come to training and trying to trial it. Mate, you're getting pinged for markers not square, too slow to play the ball, offside. And then sometimes you don't want the 6 again, you want actual penalty. So you can sort of reset yourself. Yeah. And, whereas it's really hard. And like you said, our injury count last year went through the roof because blokes are getting a lot more under fatigue now. And I think they said the ball and play last year was 10 minutes more than what it has been in the previous years. So, and that comes down to the training we're doing now. That's why they've changed the whole scheduling around of everything we do in our training model, is because the ball's going to play a lot more. We're doing a lot more, takeoffs, accelerations and that, whereas last time you get a lot of breathers, kick for touch, where now it's just straight on the go.
Hasn't been a coach in this season that hasn't even started yet, under more scrutiny than Bomber Morris. Poor bugger. I've said again on this show that I feel sorry for him. And that man, Shane Flanagan's name keeps getting mentioned. I know that players, you listen, you hear your things, and there's all outside noise, but how much do you think it has an effect on Bomber?
Look, Bomber's been really good. You've had all the stuff with Flano, then you hear all these other coaches, then, you see Craig Bellamy get I don't know if he's head coach or coaching director or something, mate.
And head of marketing, apparently.
There's a million things that could go on down there. But the way he has handled himself, he comes in straight away, he addresses what's been happening, he tells you what he knows and all the truth. So there's no one walking around eggshells. You feel completely, safe around him. You don't feel like how'd you say, you go in and go, what's Bomber thinking, blah, blah. He just knocks on the head straight away. we've got some really good leaders at the club. Wade Graham, he comes in straight away and said, boys, don't worry about that crap that's going on.
Well, you're one of them too.
Yeah, exactly right. And, we just say, mate, the job for us is to play footy. The club will do what they've got to do with the decisions, and Bomber's there to coach, and that's what we always do. And that's all we can do. There's always going to be scrutiny. Bomber's done a really good job, top 8 last couple of years. We probably haven't had the best of years. But we need to start fast this year to take the monkey off his back.
Well, you talk about sunshine is the best medicine, and we believe that here on the Rush Hour as well. So MG, we got to put this out there with Woodsy in studio. Where did you predict that they'd finish this year?
Second.
No, you didn't.
Second last.
Tell the truth.
13th.
13th. Woodsy. How do we feel about it?
Yeah, look, I understand.
No, MG, you've had your time.
Okay. I understand what people. We've got, Sean Johnson was our player of the year last year.
Just before you do, what a f***ing white ant.
I want to bash him. Don't worry.
What a f***ing white ant you are.
I want to headbutt.
I'm on your side.
Tell us why. Tell us why you're going to get why some people might see that the Sharkies might struggle a little bit this year.
I think we've obviously had Matt Moreland come off a couple of injuries the last couple of years. He hasn't been able to play the most consistent footy that he'd wanted to do. We've got Sean Johnson that he won't probably be back to around 6 or 7, but his rehab's going really well, so he's trying to push to be a bit harder. People think that we're getting a bit older squad. We've lost blokes like Gow, Louis over the last couple of years, Matt Pryor. But in saying that, mate, like we've been able to get Big Paul Gallen and Lukey Lewis in to train with us twice a week or 3 times a week.
That's good.
I think someone like Britton Cormer is going to have a massive year this year. Louis been driving him mad with everything that he's teaching him about the game. He probably didn't have the best year. A lot of us didn't have the best year we had last year. You could hear there's a lot of excuses within the bubble, COVID and all that. But then they were allowed to play footy, so the boys were happy. But I'm telling you, this year we've had a really good off-season. If we can keep Matty Moreland fit for 90% of the season, I dare say you'll see Cronulla in the semi-final footy.
That's the big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the big one. Matty Moreland, since he came from Penrith to Sharkies, when Sharks bought him, they bought a golden egg.
Mate, what people don't realise, I think he's a loose human, blah, blah, blah. Mate, we get in the footy meetings. He's one of the smartest blokes I've ever met, mate. He reads the game so well. He's a bloke that will never go down swinging, will never die wondering. He'll always have a crack. Mate, he watches a lot of video of rugby league. He knows how his defence come up to defend him. Mate, he just hasn't been able to get on the field for the last 18 months, and he's hired a really good strength coach. Benny Roberts is a former player.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So he's been doing a lot of work with that. He did a lot of work in the off-season. So he came back flying. And the biggest thing for us is just to look after him now because he's got all the money in the bank. And it's just to get him on the field.
That's okay.
Literal money?
Oh, he's got plenty of money. Don't worry about that.
No, it's Bitcoin.
I imagine every Cronulla Sharks supporter who's just heard that has gone...
That's a really good way of putting it too.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I kind of thought my thought process was.
And the other thing as well, MG, we've had blokes like, Jack Williams, Braden Ueli, they were young rookies now. This is their 3rd and 4th year, so they're becoming first graders now. And they're becoming hardened. So when blokes first come to first grade, their 3 or 4 games are, really good. And then, sometimes they go in a shell. It's a bit of a roller coaster year where the biggest thing for us is to get consistency footy out of them, and then it matches the blokes like I said, Matty Moreland, if he can be right up there every week, mate, it's really good signs.
Ramian looked good in the All-Star game.
Mate, he was really pumped up for that as he's seen the first shot of the game. We just need to get him early ball. And like you said, we need to get him ball full stop.
That's it.
Him and Dukes, that we've got some big outside backs. Young Ronnie Mulatano. I'm telling any of these listeners, if you watch him play and you're not a Sharks supporter, you want to kill him. But if you're a Sharks fan, he's one of the best blokes I've ever met.
Woodsy, just quickly there, to jump away from your club for a moment, you talk about these young kids coming into grade, playing some games, and then having to go away and get a bit more hardened for the rigours of NRL football. Joseph Suwali, what are your thoughts on it? The idea of a 17-year-old kid being ready for first grade.
Yeah, look, it's hard. Probably the luckiest thing for him, he's in a really good side. He's got a lot of good leaders around him. But the rules are 18 years old. I just don't like people changing the rules all the time just to suit one team. And, it's not good enough. But, look, we had a bloke, Bronson Cherry, we had to wait to debut him. So, it didn't work too well for us. But,
No.
Yeah,
Well, it's a fair point, though. It's a fair point. The rules are the rules, MG, and I particularly because it's the Roosters, I imagine there's 15 other clubs that are probably going, well, why are we changing
Yeah,
the
well,
rules?
that's true. If it's Parramatta or Penrith or Sharks tried to do that with a young gun coming through, they'd be vetoed. So I agree with Woodsy. If the rules are there for a reason, Freddie was 17 when he played, but that's back in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's a different game.
But the rules were like that, MJ. You could play if you were under 18. They've changed the rules for a reason.
Jordan Rankin was 16.
Yeah, I was playing. I was in schoolboys at the time with Jordan. Then he got plucked out of there, and he played down against Newcastle in the Goldie that week. So, and that was the rules. You're allowed to do it. Whereas now they've changed. They're trying to look after the kids because how many times have you seen a young kid come to first grade and then they disappear for a while because they've had a lot of injuries or they've just been overshadowed by it.
We asked this of everybody. Cam Smith, have you heard anything?
Well, we had the same manager till he got in a bit of trouble, and you haven't heard anything since.
Okay. Right. Okay. Nothing
But
there from Woodsy.
If you ask me, I reckon I'd love to see him play again.
Yeah.
I want to see him do a Tom Brady. I'm a big
Yes.
fan of
I think we all do deep
sports
down.
stories,
I think we all do.
and I think he's good enough to. I reckon he could come back round one and just fit straight back in.
How's Bronson Sherry doing?
Yeah, Bronson's going all right. I spoke to him a couple of times just by WhatsApp just to see how he was going. He gets a haircut down the road from where I live, so tried to meet up with him a couple of times, but he's been a bit busy. But he's doing well. Obviously he's got to take his punishment, and I think he's just going to move on and then try to come back bigger and stronger in a few more years' time.
Which he will. Well, I mean, it's been done.
It's
Players have done it.
He takes his
Takes his
what he
medicine.
gets, and a young kid made a mistake, and hopefully he gets back and works really hard, and the boys, everyone would want to see him back in footy.
How important will that be for Cronulla and for you as teammates to, I don't know, what are you allowed to do in terms of contact with Bronson during those suspension years? Is the club allowed to have it? You might not know the answer to this,
Obviously
but
not too sure. I have no idea, really.
Like
I think we're allowed
he's been punished for his crime, so I don't think it's in the realms these guys want to say g'day to him. I think it's fine. It's
we're more looking at it as a mental health sort of
Bloody
thing,
yeah.
where it's just checking up on him.
Yeah.
I think his participation in sport is a massive no-no. He can't be involved in any aspects of that.
right.
But, mate, I think if we were
His
reaching out,
welfare.
just lending a hand, for his welfare, that's all we worry about.
Yeah,
Fair
that's
enough.
good.
And he is really close with young blokes like Blake Brayley, all the young guys that come through now.
Who's the shark this year that we've got to keep our eye on? That's been killing it at training and it's kind of gone under the radar, and B, he's just about to do something really special on the field this year.
Aaron Woods.
He always does something special.
Yeah, miss the freaking I-5. Never get let down. Look, I personally think Matty Moreland. I'm really looking forward to
you're
seeing
right.
how he's going.
I hope you're right.
Mate, it's the fittest I've seen him do. We did yo-yo testing. He won that. 1.2 testing. He's won that. Mate, it's unbelievable. He's looking really
He's a freak,
strong.
isn't he? He's a freak.
Mate, he's one of those blokes that just rock up. It looks terrible as we come here. He just comes and kills it. But and I think Britton Akoroma, the back rower. I'm really excited to see. Like I said, Luke Lewis has got in there. He's done a lot of work with him, and he's got a bit bigger this year. I'm just really looking forward to seeing him run off Chatty Townsend.
Off the back of the All-Stars game last year, Britton Nakora he came off that game flying. I remember
He had a
along with
magnificent debut season too.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of them kids who just looks like he's a sponge. And with having someone like Luke Lewis, one of the best that's ever been in that position, and he's a Sharky, I think that's vital for his growth.
Hey, tell me, in this new age of players creating their own content, are you sick of Chad Townsend shoving a camera in your face?
Chatty the Burger Townsend.
Who we love on this show.
Oh, mate, I love Chatty too, but, mate, I've never met someone that brings a GoPro to training, to the showers, to team photos, mate. We did Channel 9 on Fox Sports, and, mate, he's running around shoving this thing in your face, and he goes, it's all content, bro. I was like, mate, you're kidding, mate. I said, come on, bro. I said, mate, you're grown men, mate. Come on.
I said, he sounds like you sound like one of my kids. I'm at home always filming my kids. They go, Dad, some things are private.
Mate,
it's content.
Mate, that's it, mate. Anything Chatty can get is good content. But he's not the only one. It's Sean Johnson too.
Oh,
really?
So they love the vlogs. That's what they do. Mate, I said, no one cares what you do at home, mate.
Go and check out the Chad Townsend on YouTube.
But
the Chad Townsend
he's
channel
got a
on
really
YouTube.
good beer out.
Yes.
Cronulla beer.
yes.
Yeah, he's done well. He's done really well, the big fella. He's done very well.
I'd love to taste it if some got dropped off to
Well,
our
mate, so would we, but we've always got to pay for it.
Oh,
Someone's
really?
a bit tight.
deep pockets.
Won't bring any in for the boys unless you pay $82 for the case.
Rich people don't often give stuff away for free, though.
That's why they're rich.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Who's the team to beat this year? Who's the top of the pile, do you think?
I like Canberra. I like Canberra with Hodgson back. They lost him halfway through the year. I think he did the ACL. He's just a great player, mate. And I think these new rules are going to really suit him. He struggled early on, as you've seen with Damien Cook as well.
Yep.
But then the longer they did it, how much better did Cookie get?
Oh.
I think once he realises and adapts to the new style of play, mate, and then they got a Ryan James has come in there as well.
Yeah.
He's a really good buy for them, I think. And Curtis Scott, a big full season for him would be really good too. And I think Melbourne as well. They're always a really good side. Look, I thought Harry Grant was good, but I didn't realise how good he was until he put that maroon jersey on, which breaks my heart again.
Wow.
But,
He's fantastic.
Is Papali still the best prop in the game?
Yeah, Papali's really good, mate.
Yeah.
I think he's right up there. I think a guy that doesn't get as much recognition is Siwa Takiaho.
From the
He's got
Roosters, great
really
player.
good feet for a big man, and his defence is awesome. So I reckon it's a bit of a clash between those two fellas, and obviously Big Nelson. He's just a monster. And the way Melbourne use him as well.
Is he the biggest bloke you played against?
Mate, I remember it was a couple of years ago. I was just watching him walk on the field. His legs, MG, they're the biggest things I've ever seen. Mate, when you get up close, look at it. Just have a look at his legs.
I'd say
It's unbelievable.
I'd say, look, I've got a bit of food poisoning.
And you don't know where to tackle him, mate, because he's just big all over. It's like, mate, you got these big tree trunks running at you, and then if you go too high, mate, he just bumps you off as well.
And they had
Tui Kamikamifa, he's
No,
monster.
Tino?
Oh, Tino,
Fasua
yeah.
Mala'awi.
Mate,
What?
unbelievable.
Can you believe these kids? Then you throw Payne in the mix as well.
Yeah, I don't know what they eat these days, man.
A lot of chickens.
Oh, a lot of
Yeah,
chickens.
a hell of a lot of chicken. Now, we have to get your thoughts on this, on your former teammate, still close friend, I would imagine, the G-Train, Paul Gallen.
Yeah.
Lucas Daddy Brown.
I
It's
know.
confirmed.
Talking of
Cash
big
is king
units.
for the big train. He loves it. He'll get as many fights in a year as he can. He'll probably break the record.
Have you ever met Lucas Big Daddy Brown?
No, I haven't. But I've been watching his Instagrams because I've been watching back and forth.
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
him.
It's a
He's got
bloody-
really pretty eyes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Bit of
stunning
mascara
eyes.
around him.
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah.
got something going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, who's the bloke he just beat, Gow, in the fight? I've got
Mark
his name.
Hunt.
Thank you, Mark Hunt.
Oh, I was a bit worried in
Mark
that
Hunt's
second
round. Yeah, so,
Mark
yeah.
Hunt is a thick unit. He's a bit like Gow. He's a really thick unit, but he's not that tall. Lucas Big Daddy Brown is a big human being.
Yep, he's a monster.
Yeah.
Gal can take a punch, but
But, actually, Gow's
Gow's
jaw.
Gal can take a
Mate,
punch. And he's fit.
They took two of those monster hits from Mark Hunt.
Yeah, it would knock anyone else out.
Mate, anyone else? I remember asking Gow about it. He goes, I was a bit rattled from that first one. He goes, that first one rocked me. He goes, I thought the bell had gone, and he was still hanging in there. So,
But remember, Mark Hunt would fight in UFC with 4-ounce gloves.
Mate,
And these are like 12 or 14.
did
They're
you see how
fighting
quick
with.
his hands were, Mark Hunt?
Oh.
Mate, I was sitting there on the couch.
Gal solidified my thoughts that he can be a really good boxer.
Yeah, mate. But the thing about Gow, he's tough and he's fit.
Yeah.
He sparred Willis Meehan today.
Right.
He did 4 or 6 rounds with him, and Willis Meehan is a monster if you ever
Yeah.
seen him on the
Yeah,
gloves.
yeah.
And they reckon Gow really held his own.
But I think, and again, I'm so reluctant to say this because Gow just makes a habit of proving people wrong, particularly when he's boxing. Lucas Big Daddy Brown, I think, is a top 5 ranked Australian heavyweight. And for everything that Mark Hunt is or was in the UFC, he was never a ranked heavyweight boxer.
No.
Lucas Big Daddy Brown is a legit heavyweight ranked boxer in Australia.
And I think he fought overseas a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and he went a while. That was for a heavyweight belt
Yes,
as well.
yes.
I remember following him there. So, but mate, he hasn't been in the ring for a while, so I think that might help
Yes.
help Gow out a little bit
Yeah.
because it's one of those things. You got to keep doing it every now and then, just to keep the mind fresh. But the thing about Gow, he can take a punch as he's
Yeah.
shown.
Yeah.
I don't know how Lucas Brown does. I'm not a boxing expert,
No.
but Gow's fit, man. He's tough.
All I know is I'll be watching it.
I can't wait.
Oh,
100%.
absolutely.
I love watching the big fella.
So do I.
Yeah, I love seeing him come to train the next couple of days after it.
Oh, really?
His melon looks shocking. Not that it's the best anyway. at the moment.
We'll have to get him on before the fight.
Hey, who's your, if you get one of those NRL All-Star fight nights,
Yep.
who are you telling Matty Rose, yeah, put me in the ring with him?
Who do I take on?
Anyone from across your career?
I want to take Clem on. One of my best mates.
Clem.
Wow, that'd be.
Yeah.
I'd pay to watch that.
Far out.
That's
Yeah.
the heavyweight.
Did you two ever, no, we know the bromance. It was the original Origin bromance.
It was the original one.
He was.
Yeah.
Have you two ever come to blows?
We've come at training. You,
Yeah.
you get
Yeah,
a bit
of
fiery
course.
at
Yeah.
times. Yeah, you know it's like.
You're
MG.
allowed to. You're allowed to.
When you do the post sessions at
Oh.
training and the wrestling,
If you don't, you don't.
Things escalate.
Yeah.
If you
know?
don't get fired up, it doesn't mean anything to you.
And the coach gets excited. Like so, it's
Yeah.
like,
I said,
I've got to get into him more now. That's like, how good is that? And then you see a little bit of claret come, and then they get even more excited.
You wipe it off your lip and
That's
go, hey,
it.
let's go again.
So can Clem throw him?
Never. Oh, he's got a good reach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we have
He's
a good
looking a little
reach.
bit skinny up top these days, so I reckon I might be a chance. If I can land one, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I'm not the best fighter.
You're a good lover, but
I'll admit it.
Brilliant. Well, Aaron Woods, I mean, MG, have you got anything else you wanted to get to, sir?
mate, we'll keep it. I'm going to keep some in my pocket for next time he comes in. Otherwise, we're going to ask him everything today.
Well,
I've got
this
one for you, actually.
Oh,
One of my best mates is out at Penrith now. And I reckon like a lot of people say Cameron Murray is the best sort in rugby league.
Yep.
Scott Sorensen's got him covered.
Oh.
I'm telling you.
I said on the show, great buy.
Mate, I'm telling you.
Great
And
buy.
he was my roomie in at Sharks. Mate, every time we go to bed, baby all on the pecs. It's unbelievable, mate. He is dead set. One of the best sorts I've ever seen.
so is that the question? MG, do you think Scott Sorensen's the sort?
No, he's trying to say. I think Woody's trying to say, do you two want to go on a date?
Yeah.
Like, he's trying to match me up.
Mate, just take him to a few things around Penrith. Show him
Wait.
the town. He's a surfy.
I'll take him to the river and get him on some skis.
Did Scott make the NRL roast hottest, sexiest 100? Did Scott get in there?
I don't think he did. So that's why I don't follow that stuff. And I didn't make it either. So.
No, you should have made it. Far out.
Injustice.
And there was a bit going on at training. Like Toby Rudolph was filthy. He was so down.
Yeah,
low.
Aquaman should have been on it.
Mate, he's got a dead set good rig.
Shawnee Johnson
Anything-
would have been top 10.
Ah,
He's a
Please.
back, mate. All these
Please.
backs get the
ah,
recognition.
come on, mate. Turn it up. Yeah, but I was just disappointed that Sorry didn't make it. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah, so him and I think he's a really good signing. I also think Eisen.
Eisenhuth, yeah, I
From
played with him at
Tigers?
Tigers. Yeah, great fella too.
Yeah.
Bloke just plays every week. He play busted, play fresh. He's one of a good bloke to have around the crew as well. He's one of those players that makes up a squad. He's a really good squad member.
Yeah.
He's always in around the boys, whether it's coffees, training, everything, mate. He's an absolute
Awesome.
legend of a bloke.
Back to Sorensen. Is he married or a girlfriend?
Yeah, he's engaged,
taken.
mate.
Oh,
Filthy, yeah.
Jesus.
That's what I said, mate.
Oh,
Was
I
it
was
Cleo
thinking
Bastard of
you
the
come
year?
like gym or something. Just
Oh, mate,
maybe
honestly-
increase membership.
No, get him out there. Just get him in the shorts and just lacquer up like he does every night with the baby oil, and he'll be right.
Woodsy, but we got to talk about your contract situation.
Yeah,
This is final year of your deal.
yeah. Final year, mate.
Let's put it out there. Like, what's
Any feelers,
where are the
boys?
negotiations at?
I'll be your
Have
manager.
we started conversations?
Well, I was going all right until I did lose my manager. So,
Well, okay.
I think things were going okay.
Mate,
but,
send Wade Graham in to negotiate on your
mate.
behalf.
And honestly, he's the best.
Yeah.
I think, mate.
He's
He's
brutal.
done a great job with the RPA. I
He's
think
brutal.
he got the game up and running with Volandis, mate. He's
Yeah, they
honestly,
did. We spoke to him in the
Mate,
ISO, didn't we? He
even
said,
it's-
"Oh, look, I've got a call to make. Peter Volandis is calling me."
mate, even at training, if we need a little bit of a light session, the boys are underdone. Wade, come on, mate. Can you go speak to Bomber, please? Mate, Wade is the best. He's honestly, I've never met a bloke with that much pull.
Send him in to do negotiations.
Mate, you know what? I was actually talking about last year because he represents himself now too.
I know.
He's
He
one of the
sorted it
best.
all out.
Mate, one of the best.
So, 29. You
29.
turn 30 next
Turn 30,
month.
You're a baby.
So it's Adam Reynolds type territory. We just want to make sure you
Mate,
and
I
the
can't believe that one too.
Wow.
Jesus.
Like if he's
He's won a
if he's,
comp
if,
there.
if he's struggling for
bloke's
extensions, we're all
got-
struggling for extensions.
Tell me about it. Even Liam next. Come on, man.
I'm
back
like
Adelaide.
I'm like a little +1 on MG's deal. Like I just get signed on to whatever he does. They're
Mate,
like,
that's it's not bad because MG's killing it.
Exactly.
Mate,
Exactly.
He's got his own show.
Yeah.
How good is it? Because it's MG's Rush Hour with Liam, isn't it?
Yeah.
the with Liam's not even on there. I just
sorry,
say that. Yeah, thanks.
You're just the Rush Hour.
Really pick me up. Here.
Oh,
Sorry, mate.
have a coffee, mate. You'll be right.
Yeah, I know. All right, Woodsy, always a pleasure. No, hey, we really appreciate
Yeah,
you coming in.
honestly, you're
No,
one of
thanks,
the good
boys.
guys of the competition in all sincerity, and the fact that you've taken time out on your day off to come in and see us, we love you for it, and we wish you all the luck this year, brother. We really hope you have a great season.
No, thanks, boys. The bubble sucked last year. Couldn't come in, so
No.
hopefully we can come in a bit more this
Oh,
year.
mate,
Thanks,
the
boys.
door's always open for you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.